Hello, and welcome back to Programming Buggy, my fellow programmees and programmers and programmers and whatever else. I wanted to get back into programming and I decided to come back with Python. And I'm sorry for my little bit of aggravation, done this 6 times. Every time interruption happens or something, it just happens. So I'm going to start from the beginning and we're going to get it recorded correctly this time. So what this exercise is to check my level 1 learning of Python. In this exercise, the program should allow the user to enter their name, age, and an interesting fact. It should take their name and be able to say hello back to them, see what age they are, and if they're younger or older, or the machine is younger or older than them, by how many years, and that it found the interesting fact is interesting. So it's a basic program, level 1 programming for Python. And I've gone ahead and saved it as test.py. .py equals Python file. So I'm going to go ahead and do my declarations first. I've already done this 5 times, and every time I got interrupted, I had to start over. So I have the declarations already out there and ready to go. So the declarations is going to be name, which is I'm going to start it off as a blank so they can have their input. The age, which I'm also going to make a blank. Their interesting fact, or I'm just going to call it fact because it should be something relatable but rememberable. And let's see, machine age, which I'm just going to call machine. And I'm going to say that the machine is 27 years old. Let's say the machine is 27 years old. And then I'm going to have something that allows me to store whether how many years the machine is older or younger. So that's going to be a bit hard now that I think about it, because never mind, I've got a way I think I can do that. So storage, which is going to be blank for now. So let's see. We're going to go with the print statement, which allows you to print things to the screen. So print hello. May I have your name so I may address you better? And you're going to notice that I put parentheses and then quotation marks inside of in my print statements. So now we're going to go ahead and get their name. So we're going to go ahead and type in name equals input, and then we're going to put a parentheses and an arrow. And I never figured out why in all of my research it was doing that way, but it works. So input parentheses or parentheses quotation arrow, and I'm guessing that would allow it to input the whatever they put in into the actual storage point or the variable as they call it. So now I'm going to print out thank you, and then I'm going to put their name. So in order for me to break away from the quotations, I have to put the comma. So then I could put name, and then another comma, and then put may I now ask your age? And this is where they can go ahead and enter their age. So age equals input, and then arrow. So this is the part where I can either go into finding out they're younger or older and whatever. So this is going to be the beginning of the conversation. So I'm going to go that machine or storage. Let me think. No, let's do the machine first. So machine if it's going to be an if statement right here. So we're going to go if the machine, and LT just stands for less than, How did I do this? It's been so many times that I've already forgotten how I was supposed to. Oh, yes, I remember now. So if the machine is less than, if your age is less than the machine, then, and notice it puts these two dots right here in order to put a then. It doesn't do the little bracket curly brace thing. It does colon. So if your age is less than the machine's, then it should print thank you. I see you are younger and then than me by, and then it should comma machine minus age, and I'm not sure that would work. So I want to get a math that will allow it to say your age. For now, let's not say how, let's not do the part where it tells you how much younger you are. So we'll say younger than me because we're just going on basics. This is my return to programming. So we're just going to go on basics for now. So let's just say, I see that you're younger than me. And then it'll continue on. Otherwise, colon. It will print out, thank you. I see you are older than me. And then it will stop. And next thing we wanted to do is let's say that you enter an interesting fact. So now we just print, regardless of if you're older or younger, it's going to print. May I know? Remember we want to put these. May I know an interesting fact about you? And then we're going to close that. And then we're going to have an input. Make sure I do this correctly. And what that input is going to entail is fact. So we're going to fact equals input arrow. Sorry, I've done it so many times. I need to calm down a little. Okay, so fact equals input and then arrow. And that will allow them to input a fact about them. And then print hello. Or better yet, thank you for putting all that information. And then comma, name, comma. And then it's great to see you a, and then let's say age, comma, age, comma, year old. Make sure I put this in there, year old, and doing these interesting things, period. You said that, and then comma, fact was, that was comma. After the fact, you put another comma, was what you do, was something about you. And right there we'll end it. We won't make this thing go on forever, but we'll end that conversation there. So let me go ahead and run this to make sure it works. And let me go ahead and switch over the screen. Give me a moment. Here we go. I don't think y'all can see that. So let me see if I can zoom in a bit. Y'all, I cannot zoom in with that. So what I'll do is I'll make that bigger. Alright. There we go. So now y'all can see what it's doing. So it's asking, hello, may I have your name so I may address you better? Buggy. Thank you, Buggy. Now may I ask your age? I'm 26. And it's actually giving me an error that says LT is not defined. So if you get the error that LT is not defined, it means less than is not defined in that exact moment. So there's a way to fix that. And I'm going to switch it over to the other window. Give me a moment. And I'm going to show you how easy and quick it is to fix that. Give me a moment. I'm going to scroll down. I have to make sure y'all can see this. Right there, where it says LT age, machine. The easiest way to fix this is to remove that and put age is less than machine, and that is it. And that is all you need to do. That is basic debugging. If your code does not work for this version, just put in the code that you think would work for this version, and I'm gonna try it again. So, because one of the things about programming that I've learned is it's a lot of hit or miss. Give me a moment while I switch back to the other window. Here we go. So we got this back. Hello. Did I save? Okay, I did. Alright. Making sure. Hello, may I have your name so I can address you better, Buggy? Thank you, Buggy. May I have your age? 25. Thank you. I see you're younger than me. See? Now we got this going. Debugging is going back and checking your syntax and make sure everything's working. So may I know an interesting fact about you? I help people. Let's just say very helpful. Thank you for putting all that information in, Buggy. It's great to see a 25-year-old that's very helpful with something about you, you know? Finding something about you. Or let's say, and now we have the end thing. So for that, we actually have to put it in the program that would allow it to either rerun it or end it there. However, this is the basics of Python. You see, all that coding was just to make sure that we can get from point A to point B to point C to point D and whatever else. And I'm going to go ahead and put this back on there so y'all can see it a little more. I don't know if y'all got to read all the code. So I'm going to go back through the code now. I'm actually going to turn off my camera so I can run back through the code. Goodbye, I'll be back. I'll be back later. So let's go ahead and run back through it. Alright. So that we can make sure that everyone understands. Our task was to make a machine reply to people. It's pretty much what that is. They enter what they enter. It tells them more information. So we had to get their name. Let me make sure I highlight this. Their name, their age, the fact that of whatever is interesting about them. Have a stored variable for what the machine's age was, and this was not used. So we didn't go through that because that actually requires a math variable. I think it's doable. I think it's rather easy. It's just I have not researched it yet. So seeing how I've researched some of this, I thought it would go ahead with that. So I have the basic print functions where you can get the whatever you want printed to the screen. For all I know, I can say, but you gotta tell me your name. You know, we have that. We have the hello, may I have your name and address you better. It allows them to enter their name. Then we have it print a thank you because machines need to be polite. And then says their name that they entered. If I wanted to be very politically correct, I would change this to first name. So it only inputs their first name. Then it asks for their age. They are allowed to put in their age. It compares their age to the age of the machine. If it is less than it, it goes ahead and says that they're younger than them, than the machine. Otherwise, it says, "Thanks, I see you're older than me." Yeah, yeah, that's not insulting at all. But then it goes to ask them about an interesting fact. They put in their fact, it gives them the final output. That is how this code was written. That is how this code would work. And we had one bump where it was saying that this cannot be LT. When I was doing research on the Python documentation website, and that's actually where I get my information on how to write the syntax, it told me that LT would work with 3.6. However, it did not seem to work the way they said it would, which regardless would not cause a problem. So if you were able to learn anything or know any comments or something that could help me along the way of my Python recovery, go ahead and put them in the comments below. And as always, I hope to see that programmers are coming out of the woodworks and hope to see more soon. Thank you and have a good day.